Hello, this is Victor at historymercedes.com. This video is for Jeff in New York, 94 S420. Just want to show you what exactly was done with the vehicle and what are other things that would need to be done. And so far the car is ready to go, runs very nice. First thing that I would do is, when you need to work on this door, you would need to replace your door lock actuator, because when you unlock the car, it does not unlock. As you can see, it locks but it doesn't unlock, so it's leaking vacuum. So we need to use the key to bring it up. All the other actuators do work fine, so this actuator is leaking, no question about it. And another thing that I tried to do but I stopped, the mirror switch here, it's fallen in. The actual bolts, they're stripped, they're just freewheeling, they're not opening, they're not removing, they're just like spinning in the socket. I don't want to destroy it, so I left it alone. When this thing, it falls down completely, and if there will be a necessary need to go in this panel, then they would need to be broken out. And once I saw that they're not coming out, and I stopped because I didn't want to destroy them at this point. So we'll leave them be. That's that. I did the third brake light, there was a wrong bulb in it, you know, the third brake light over there, because the bulb out indicator was lighting up. So I did replace the bulb, so there is no there is no bulb out indicator illuminating. I clear codes from SRS system, so the SRS light does not stay lit, and all the other codes cleared out. I did replace 4 blown oiler tubes. I had some used ones, they weren't blown, but obviously the ideal situation would have been is to replace them with metal ones if you find them. I will be having a metal set coming in. I found a set, and I'm just gonna have to have them in stock just in case, because these are common problems. See, completely blown. And that is 4 oiler tubes that were making ticking noise. Let's go under the hood and then we'll start oh yeah, the e-brake handle. You can still pull it out with pliers. I used e-brakes, so I found out the hard way that it's missing. And I see pliers. Oh yeah, I see pliers there laying on the floor there too, so you can use those. They're your pliers. So under the hood, door locks work, suction works. It's actually a pretty good base. Now on the engine here, wiring harness needs to be done. I used some pressure washer to clean up the oil because it was so much, but you know, these wires, they're bare. This is terrible. So the wiring harness needs to be redone. And one of the ignition wire for cylinder number 3, that was dead. I don't know what happened with it, but that I did replace with another used one. I did put a new valve cover gaskets because the valve cover was leaking oil on this area and on that area in the back there, and one of the cylinder number 5 was filled up with oil because the seal around it was leaking. So obviously that's not a good situation. So that had to be done. When I opened up the covers and I looked inside, I do see signs of some work done there. I believe that somebody did replace timing chain guides because they look very nice and minimal wear, so they might have been replaced at some point of time. The guides are in the timing chain. On both ends they look really good, so I'm pretty surprised and I'm pretty happy to see that. There was also some resemblance of silicone on upper covers, so that means that somebody did reseal these covers, probably doing the timing chain guides. Hard to say, but anyway, I cleaned it off so you can see the rate of leak. It appears that the water pump was also kind of replaced. It looks like it, maybe not, I'm not sure, but I don't remember seeing these kind of gaskets on original, but maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. Thermostat looks fresh here. I don't know if it works or not because it takes a while to reach temperature, so maybe thermostat is to be replaced anyway. And I did replace fan clutch because this was bad, and I did replace the accessory belt with the new Contitech belt. That's that. I did recharge air AC. That's good. That's that. I also see that somebody replaced the crossover pipe right there, that plastic piece. Unfortunately, it's Europart, which is not the greatest. I don't like to use Europart brand all along. I don't like it because the rubber hoses, they disintegrate, and I don't know, but it's there nonetheless. So it's there, it's good to have it there. I did also put in new spark plugs because the original ones were pretty old looking. It's not great. And that would be that. There was a little vacuum leak under there. Ignition module has vacuum to it, so that's fine. So the next immediate kind of thing to do would be the engine harness. No question about it, because all the wires are disintegrated. So they're not shortened. They don't seem to be shortened at the moment, but it needs to be done. It's a simple job, really. That's not a big deal. So let's start the vehicle up now. It's been sitting for a couple of days. See the wiper over here. It's kind of close, but I don't think it's hitting because the wipers, they're like lined up wrongly. If you look, they're so close. They're supposed to be up a little bit. Usually wiper blade ends up somewhere like right around here along the wind number, and this one has to go up higher. But anyway, as long as they're not hitting, we're in good shape. So let me start the car up, show you how it runs. It's been sitting for a few days, a couple of days rather. Ignition wires would be also a good idea to change, for sure, because they're old looking and I don't trust them. Because if one failed, the other ones could be in bad shape. So here is our engine started after sitting. This is our cold start. Fan clutch engaged, as you can see, it's blowing a lot of air. That's pretty good. So this is basically how it runs now. Quiet, no more ticking. It needs to warm up, of course, a little bit. What can I put on it to show you? There will be a few things to do, but nothing extremely critical at this point. Okay, I just have an empty cup here. That's the empty cup, very light. You just can gauge. Yes, it's going to be moving a little bit because it's cold start. It needs to warm up a bit. But from what it was to what it became, it's day and night. I'm really actually happy with the result. It runs actually very, very nice when it's warmed up. But again, ignition wise, the engine harness to be done for sure. Another thing that needs to be replaced is the check valve for the air injection, because the actual, either the hose or the valve, most likely the actual hose is broken because there is an exhaust noise coming out from this area. That's the air injection system, because right now it's quiet because air injection pump is running, so it pushes air in, but once it shuts off, the valve shuts off and it starts blowing by. So we need to, I mean, it's not critical, but you might get check engine light because of that. Again, this is cold start, so there will be a little bit of a rocking on the engine. Plus, you know, all these little things obviously influence the overall engine running. But it's still pretty darn good. I mean, I like it. So this is where we are with this engine, so it's great. Exhaust, listen to the exhaust, because you can also gauge if the engine runs good if the exhaust is popping. See, this exhaust is steady tone. Here, each and every cylinder, you hear it, how it's like boom 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 boom. So that's a very good sign. Now I can go down the street. Inside the car, you barely feel engine run. That is also very, very nice. Once it warms up, it's even better. AC. Put the AC to like 70 degrees because it's very humid today. That is fine with me. do have an issue there. Hold on a second. Okay, 1 second. I hear air pump. That is really bad. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, that's not good. There is a vacuum leak somewhere for the air pump. I have to investigate that because it will burn out. Yeah, I never noticed that because the car is quiet now. Well, let's see. Okay, when HVAC is off, air pump is not running, so we have an issue with vacuum supply, I'm sure. And yes, I have to investigate that. That's not right. Let's see if directional works. Some buttons don't work here. Directional, let's see if directional work. This one works, okay. Feet. Yeah. Seem to be working. The pump shut off. Pump shut off. Okay. Definitely some vacuum situation going on, but at least the pump isn't cycling anymore. No, it's just started again. The pump started cycling. Okay, well, before you pick this car up, I have to figure this out. You don't want to burn your pump. I might have to block the port. Anyway, let's just go for a test drive real quick. I'm gonna leave it, actually I'm better off shutting it down so it doesn't burn. Shifter bushings are really nice. Engagement, it's very nice. Reverse kicks a little bit, but not too critical at this point. Forward is very, very smooth. So we're just gonna go down the street and come back. I'm not gonna drive far. Transmission shifts very nice. Brakes work really, really good. No questions here. I really like that. So for now, it's a totally a runner. It's smooth. I'm not gonna floor it or anything because we still have ignition wire situation plus wiring harness issue. I'm not gonna go crazy on it, so that has to be corrected anyway. But maybe because of those wires being bad, the camshaft advancer wires, there could have been a problem there with camshaft advancers not activating, because I think it has to be a little faster. But again, I come from V12s and any car than V12 is slow to me, so that could have been just normal running condition of this vehicle. It's 420. So just make a U-turn, park the car, and I have to actually look into that pump situation. I don't want it to burn out. That will be a big problem. But I'll look into it later off the video. Like, I'm not gonna. But this car is nice. It floats. I like this. For some reason, 420s and 320s, they're softer than V12s and V8s. Well, V12 and V8, they have hydraulic suspension. And in the rear, SLs are different cars. They're always stiffer because hydraulics are all 4 corners. Here we have no hydraulics, regular springs and shocks. That would be the reason for these cars to be nice and soft. So I like these. I had S320. I know it felt just like this one. Very nice and smooth and soft. So this is where we are. The engine warmed up a little bit. Like I said, I barely feel any vibration. I put my cell phone on the steering wheel. here my hands, both of them, so it's just sitting on the steering wheel, and very nice, smooth. I'll give you the RPMs. Oh, I just set it up on the steering wheel, barely sitting on it. You don't, you know, there's no rocking going on. This is awesome. I put it in gear, wouldn't drive, it didn't fall, it's barely holding on, so I'm totally fine with the way it performs at this point. Fan clutch is bare. It's expensive one, but at least it deactivates. Now we have a little misfire going on and it cleared. There's something going on with ignition wires. You gotta definitely replace them. Or injector for that. Ignition wires and wiring harness to be done for sure. That's my take on it. And then after that, then you can see how it runs. Right now, these are two things that you must do regardless, no matter what you do, because after heavy acceleration I see that it kind of shook a little bit. I felt that little misfire and it went away. Caps and rotors are cleaned up. I cleaned them off, no more traces, and no questions with caps and rotors. But ignition wires are a big question. One was dead, the other ones are definitely giving out weak spark. Could be that even that you have some shorts inside those wires. The wiring harness could have some shorts going on. Alright, so I'm gonna just finish with this video. I'm going to look into that door lock pump right there, PSC pump. I cannot have it cycling. It's just definitely no go. I'm gonna shut down. I'm gonna have to shut down pressure and vacuum circuit all along because you don't want it to burn out. Yep. There's something definitely to do with the HVAC here. We don't want it to burn out. Okay, so for now, this is going to be all for me. And the car is ready. And later on, those items that I mentioned earlier, once they're replaced, if any other issues, then we'll look into it. But it accelerates pretty nice. So yeah, it stabilizes, so okay, we're okay. All right, so this is it for me for now. I'm going to look into the pump and off it goes. This is all. This is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.